Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Retro Pop Planet and welcome back to Super Magfest, a decade of Magfest. This is my 10th year coming to this thing and it's already started off as a disaster. This year, the traffic for whatever reason has been awful. In case you're not aware, we've gone through 2 snowstorms in the last like 2 weeks. It's a little after 7 p.m. right now and it's already in the 20s. I think it's going to be in the teens again tonight. And I thought my garage was full. Thankfully, it's not. The entrance was just blocked off, so I had to use a different entrance. So now that we're here, I'm ready to get inside. This year's going to be a lot different. In the last like 6 or 7 years, we've actually stayed down here in National Harbor. This year, due to a variety of different circumstances, we were unable to get a hotel. So I'm just going to be doing the drive back and forth to my house, which isn't too big of a deal. It'll be definitely cheaper than staying in the hotel, but we do miss out on a lot of some of the late night fun stuff that we're unable to necessarily do on this particular trip. But I think it's still going to be a good show. This show is sold out already. I was freaked out because I got an email yesterday that was kind of a just kidding email from Magfest, and they noted that the show was sold out. But then they said, if you're receiving this, don't worry, you have a ticket. And I said, whoo, because I got my ticket back in like September. So I didn't know if my ticket was going to be valid or not. So anyway, let's go inside and get the badge. They did a weird little secret drop last night where people were able to pick up their badges and it looked like some parts of the show were open. So I don't know what that was all about. I saw a bunch of stuff on social media. My first night usually is just, I get a little bit of a walkthrough and I'll show you exactly kind of what's here. And then tomorrow we'll really hit it hard. But I plan on being here for a few hours tonight just to kind of see what's going on. It's starting to get cold already, so let's get inside the Gaylord. I saw these weird lights coming across the bridge into Maryland, and it turns out it's just like LED bulbs. That's why I was getting worried, because I knew parking was tight here this year. Here's a new service this year. A nice new Lyn Shrine. These shrines have been popular for the last couple years. When you come to Magfest, get used to riding a lot of escalators and walking stairs. The escalators have already gone down, and one of them actually broke as I was riding down, so I tripped forward right near the bottom. We're a bit loaded on the tributes, but the Danny DeVito one is the only one that we really care about. I think the shrine started with Danny DeVito for whatever reason, and by the end of the show, this whole area is just full of stuff. Found our way to registration, and the line's pretty long, but it usually goes pretty quickly. All right, got the badge. Pretty cool. No lanyard scramble like we normally have to do. They actually give you the lanyard this year. All right, generally what I do on day one is I look for a lot of the retro games because they start to disappear pretty quickly. Prices are always super insane, and I'm not a huge retro game collector anymore, but I don't know, we'll see what they have. I like all these shirts though. My first year college roommate had a lot of these games, and we always just took them for granted. This seller had a lot of Transformer stuff.
Simulator, surprisingly great music.
I never know if these are bootleg or legit video game soundtracks. When I was a kid, one of my friends had Strider, and I loved it, but he hated playing it. I'm a big fan of Tron, and so this Intellivision game caught my eye because I'd never seen it before, and the box art was cool. This vendor had an amazing array of Sega Master System games, and this is a console that I've been meaning to dip my toes back into. Alright, that cellar was cool, and I saw something that I haven't seen before, and I'll do a little show and tell probably at my final video, but I'm pretty happy with my pickup.
Oh, you forget to Meg, and that was like, and this is like...
That Rapture picture is awesome.
And it had, what, 2 updates?
Some of the prices on those games made my head like explode. I can't even get to this booth. These guys are so popular. These arcade marquees were cool, but the Sinistar one I really wanted, but it was like $100. I think I joined the Nintendo Fun Club when I first got my NES in '87 or '88, and I definitely have the first couple years of Nintendo Power, and I still have them in a box at home. I'm not sure when I discontinued it, but I think I had it at least 2 or 3 years. I need to do a quick run through of my NES games because I don't even know what I have. I probably need to put together like a Google Doc. I could spend hours in there and the show just started, so let's go head off to the consoles. Alright, that's pretty sick Elden Ring cosplay, and that guy is huge. First started coming here, the MagFest challenges was like 5 machines. Now it's like 2 entire rows and there's lines of people waiting to try to compete on these basically ROM hacks. There's a whole list of really insane challenges on a variety of different games, and you use your card and it records it, and there's a leaderboard. This room is set up with consoles from a variety of different genres, and there's actually a little area where you can go and you can check out specific games. They also do a number of different tournaments in here, like Smash Brothers. Okay, let's see what else is going on. We're in the Indie Showcase. Normally it's closed at this hour, but there's actually a lot of people in here, and it looks to be bigger and better than ever. So I'm curious to see what kind of new indie developers are here this year. Here's a cool arcade style game that was really fun but super hard. And basically you're a cook and you go to each different station and you rotate clockwise. And by the time you get to your fourth station, you have a leaderboard, and you've either done really well, or if you're like me, you did terribly. But you can do things like cook and chop and grind meat, and then use your oven, set your oven temps, you cook a specific dish. It's pretty neat. I could never quite figure out the point of this weird little game, but it's basically like an AR, augmented reality game, where you're using these little horses, I guess, and you're galloping. I don't really know what the point of it was. I also really enjoy checking out the Homebrew Arcade section, and these are for a variety of different consoles. This game was definitely in the style of Maniac Mansion, and I played this demo quite a few times, but I found it to be kind of frustrating. I kept getting stuck in this one particular part. Most of the games in here had QR codes where you could either log into their website or purchase a copy, or in some cases reserve a copy for when the full game is actually released. And I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing here. Here's one I remembered because it was a lot of fun, and it's very much a Gyromite inspired game, and it's one I would like to play again. It's more of a puzzle platformer.
So there's also a jump pad actually over on the side that might help you. There's a big square on the ground.
The new AVGN game is here. I put myself on the mailing list like 10 years ago for Pixel Noir, and I think the game is finally out now. Now, a lot of the indie showcase stuff is actually closed now for the night, so I'm gonna just head on over to the arcade and probably end the evening over there. I used to enjoy coming to the show specifically for pinball, but in the years since I've been coming here, we have a lot of new bars and establishments that are specifically designed for pinball players near where I live. So this has become less of a novelty now. And this is the section of the show that's reserved for tournament play. I still discover a lot of new to me games like this Devil's Dare. This Gottlieb Gullwings game was intriguing. It's terrible, but it's such a blatant Top Gun ripoff. At the New Jersey Jack Godfather, I'm definitely going to get on this. This game is actually older than I thought. It came out in 2022, but I had not seen it before in person, and so this was my first experience with it. I love Jersey Jack Pinball, and here's another one which I had not had the chance to play before this show. And then I'm always stoked to come across a Whitewater, which is one of my all-time favorite pinball machines. There was a huge selection of Japanese-focused arcade machines, including this Candy Cab Alley, or whatever they used to call it, just full of different Japanese arcade machines. And even an expanded gun game section. I have a soft spot for Popeye, even though I don't think I'm very good at it. But this machine was a little off. I couldn't figure out if this was Golgo or like a silent scope game. It was a Namco, but it was in all Japanese. Walk away from Battletoads. I should have walked away, but I did not. Just wasted an hour and 6 minutes of my life beating Battletoads. Now I never have to play it again because that game broke my wrist. All right, well, I'm back at the car. Freaking Battletoads. That game like broke me. I was exhausted after playing it. A whole hour went by and I was just kind of stuck. Not a very fun game, actually. No wonder I probably avoided it back in the 90s. But I did get to play a couple of the brand new Jersey Jack pinball machines, and those are some of my favorite modern pinball machines. And I don't know if you noticed, but I got the high score of the day on Godfather, the 50th anniversary. I have no idea if that's a good score, but I did hit like 4 or 5 multi-balls in a row, and that was only my like second time playing that machine. And it was roasting in there. Last year it was freezing inside the halls. This year I was really hot, so I have no idea what I'm gonna wear tomorrow. So it's just about midnight anyway, and it's gonna take me about 30 minutes or so to get home. So I'm gonna head on out of here now. So that's gonna do it for day 1. Stick around for day 2, and I will see you guys in the next video.